Welcome to your job interview at BP. I have a few questions for all of you. Explain to me what an information system is and how using CRM, ERP, and or SCM would help BP progress as a multi-international company.
An information system is the interaction between hardware, software, data, procedures, and people to produce information. In BP's case, the hardware is the servers that store the company's information. The software is the operating system BP uses. The data is the information collected about customers. The procedures are converting the data into useful information, and the people are the customers. Customer Relationship Management, or CRM, is a collection of applications, a database, and an essential set of processes for managing all the interactions with the customer. Basically, a CRM allows companies to manage business relationships and the data and information associated with them. Enterprise Resource Planning, also known as ERP, is a group of applications, a database, and a set of integral processes for consolidating business operations into a single, consistent computing platform. CRM and ERP help BP process as a multi-international company by ensuring they are keeping up with their customers' needs by using a uniform business operation.
Describe what an SMIS is in your own words, and describe how BP could implement one, and what would the benefit be?
I suggest that the BP company to create a social media information system. The social media information system can be defined as user community. It's an information system that supports the sharing of content among networks of users. It's an easier and faster way to share your content to users. The BP company can choose any of application providers to create the communication, like Facebook, Twitter, or Google. Social media is an easy way to learn about your audience and helps target audiences more effectively. And it also helps to find new customers and expand your audience. Social media increase brand awareness and reach with little to no budget.
Can you tell me what you know about hardware and software, and what these components have to do with BP's day-to-day business?
Hardware and software is very important in any company's success. Not only does a company rely on these components for everyday upkeep, but also to ensure that they're competitive and they're very successful in their competitive strategies. BP is really no different. Just a few uses of the BP hardware, of course, would be personal computers. Personal computers are very useful in any business, whether it's everyday upkeep as far as the associates looking and time cards, clocking in and out, and all the different uses that they do to see where a company stands, but also for personal computers at home, whether an employee may work from home doing research. A company like BP does a lot of research, so fluid research, oil research, any type of research that they may do to contribute to the success of the company is very important, and personal computers can really help out with that. Another part of the hardware, of course, would be smartphones. Employees are definitely starting to use smartphones more often as a form of communicating. Upper level management definitely would be a big part of using the smartphones, whether it's communicating with everyday employees, maybe communicating with the different gas stations that they contribute to, outsourcing, of course, keeping those contacts really close, just like a normal cell phone, but for a business use. Tablets, of course, will be another big part of the hardware that they may use. On site, they might use it for building structures, kind of looking at their building, seeing what different things they might be able to do, seeing those structures digitally as they're looking at it and as they're going. Definitely it might help out with their business processes, of course. Software is also a really big deal. Of course, with a company like BP, you're really going to want to use the safety software to make sure, and there's tons of different types, really making sure that a company like that is super safe with all of their data and all of their employees, keeping all their employees safe, their records safe. That's a really big deal, especially in an international company like BP. Another thing that I thought was super interesting was they have what they call a digital oil field. And what they do is they install this software on their computers and tablets, and they can look at these digital oil fields to where they can go down and they install sensors in all these different fields and in the ground, and they can really see what they're doing in order and where they're at and where they're drilling to make sure that they can make those big type of market decisions according to these sensors. So as the sensors are in the ground, they send these waves up to their computers or whatever they're using at the time, whichever type of hardware, and you can really tell what type of decisions do I need to make, how long do we need to stay here, what type of different technology can we bring in to make sure that this oil field can really help the company and make it as successful as it can be.
What are some computer security problems BP might face, and what are the kinds of safeguards that BP could implement in order to try to prevent these problems?
Threats to BP computer network could arise from both external and internal entities. External threats include unauthorized access by outsiders such as hackers, virus attacks, etc. Internal threats is an exploitation of the network by its users, knowingly and unknowingly. For an example, a person can leave the computer unattended, exposing it to others who are not authorized to access the information. Another example is a person downloading something from the internet that result in a malware attack. Solutions to computer network security problems. First of all, you need to develop a plan to assess the vulnerabilities of your network. A vulnerability assessment plan should cover the key areas that, if affected, can bring down the network or create a huge data loss. These items include server protection, firewalls, and antiviruses, the method your server employs to communicate with other computers, and how the network, computers, printers, and etc. can expose a danger to the network. A good software that can help protect would be FGI LandGuard.
Describe a few different uses for the cloud, and tell us how BP could implement and benefit from using a cloud system.
Overall, there's many different uses of using a cloud system, such as file storages. Employees can keep, or companies can keep, employee contacts or emails, maybe even client contacts. There's backing up data, especially if it's something that a company is trying to keep secure. They could put it on a private cloud. There's disaster relief. There's many different uses of using a cloud system, and there's also many benefits. I believe that BP definitely could have many business benefits, including greater business value and the ability to leverage cloud services for business growth and innovation. Another way is that BP has such a large company, they have so many employees, which means their email list is extensive. And I mean they're sending out millions and millions of emails per week, and they have huge distribution lists. And I believe if they switch from an email system to a cloud or a private cloud, to keep things more secure, that they would be a more efficient company and definitely more organized.
Thank you for interviewing with us. We'll get back to you with the results in a few days.